In this screencast, I'm going to be showing you how you can take the website that Sellr gives you when you sign up and make it your own. So when you sign up to Sellr, as you will have seen, it sets you up with some demo products and a demo kind of look and feel for the website, but you can change that to be whatever you want. And obviously you're going to want to change the products. You want to get rid of those products and add your own products. You want to add your own images. You want to make sure you receive payments, maybe set up shipping, connect it to your domain name, and lots more as well. And I'm just going to give you a quick run through of the basics that you're going to need to know to do that. So as you can see in front of us here, this is the Sellr control panel. When you log in, it's going to look something similar to this. And there's some key bits about this that you need to, I need to draw your attention to. So firstly, these buttons up the left-hand side at the top here, preview and edit. So that's to preview the website, and that's to edit the website. So you're going to be using those a lot. There's a button here for Help Center. If I click on that, there's loads of other screencasts you can watch on all different aspects of Sellr, which will show you exactly what to do. Then we've got the menu along the top, and this gives you access to many different areas. For example, one that we're going to be looking at a lot is if you click on Manage or hover over Manage, and then you'll see Items, Manage Items. So that's where you manage all of the items you've got for sale, and Manage Sales. So that's where you're going to see all of the sales that you've made. When you've been trading and you sell something online, everything's going to appear in the Sales Manager. So that would be sales on your website. If you connect eBay and Amazon, then you'll see sales from eBay and Amazon as well. And Google Shopping too, if you use that. And of course, if you've got an ePOS system that you're using in store or out at shows or anything like that on your phone, then those sales will also appear on here. And of course, that's really good because you want all of the email addresses from all of your customers so that you can market to them in the future. And of course, you can do all of that with the Sellr system as well. It's got a complete built-in marketing system. So where do we start? Let's take a look. So firstly, let's have a look at the actual website itself. If I click on Edit, so when I signed up to this site, I chose chocolate as the type of shop that I wanted to run. So this is what it looks like when you sign up to a chocolate shop. You see, we've got some demo items down here. We've got some bits of text here. There's an image here. And the important thing about this is, as you probably can see, so our system uses what we call content blocks. And at its most basic, you'll see that as horizontal design sections that make up the website. And the most important button you need for managing those is this button here. This is the content blocks button. So if I click on that, it will show you an illustrative example of what your website looks like. So we can see here header blocks. We've got the header here, which matches the header you've got up here. Then we've got what's called a banner section here. This one's got a sort of picture of chocolates in it. Then underneath there we've got the three text sections. Then we've got what's called an item list there, where you can show items. And at the bottom we've got the footer. Now of course you can put whatever you like in here. So if I click on the plus box here, then you can see all of the different blocks that you can use to make up this web page. And there's loads to choose from. And they all do different things. They all have different purposes, but you can scroll down and you can add blocks just by clicking on them. You just click on a block and it will appear on your website. So if I click on back at the top, you'll see that you can also remove blocks by clicking on the delete icon there, and you can reorder them by using the green arrow to make them move up. So if we close that pop-up there, and now the first thing we might want to do is change these images. And how do you do that? So the first thing is to look at the so this is the block, this top banner block here has some icons over on the right hand side. If you hover over it, shows what they do. The most important one here is the one that looks like a kind of mountain, and that's for the image. If I click on that, you'll see it shows the image there. If you delete the image, then the image will remove, and then you can either upload your own image or select one from the image library, and it shows you the size that ideally you want to upload one up at the top. And ideally as well, you want to give a separate mobile image. If I click on mobile at the top, then again, ideally you want to upload a separate one for mobile. Otherwise it will just show the main desktop one as kind of smaller size. It doesn't, if you haven't got one, that's fine. But ideally you want one, so for example, this one is 600 pixels by 600 pixels. And you would upload that. If you haven't got one, just don't have a mobile image and it will automatically use the main one anyway. So if I close that pop-up there, so that's the main banner section there. And of course, if you had other sections with images on it, you would edit those in the same way. Products, though, all of things like products are managed in the control panel. We don't do that on the website. Products are on the control panel. And that's because you might be selling them on your website, but you might also have them on Amazon, eBay, Google Shopping, wherever. So that needs to be managed separately. So I'll just tell you about some of the other buttons that are on the page as well, which we'll see throughout the edit system. There's this one here with a hand on it, so that's where something links to. So when someone clicks on it, they're going to go there. If I click on that now, then you'll see you can choose where it wants to go to. At the moment, it's pointing to a collection called bestsellers. And so all you do is you choose one of these blobs on the left-hand side, category, for example. Then in the drop-down, choose where you want it to go. And then you click on save at the bottom. So that's how you choose where you want to link something to. If you want to change any text on your website, that's super simple. You just click on it, and then you overtype the text. You type what text you want. You see kind of editor appears, and then you click on the Save Changes button at the bottom left. Never forget to click on the Save Changes button, otherwise you won't be saving what you've just done on the screen. And you want to save changes before you navigate away to any other pages as well. So that's how we change images on the page, change links. You can have a look yourself at all these other options and try them out. They do different things. So as well as setting up pictures and links and text on your pages, you're going to want to set up a menu, particularly at the home page menu. So make sure you're on the home page and click on what we call the hamburger icon. If you click on that, then you can see here how to set up the menus and everything. And if I click on shop, you'll see that it's got sub-menus underneath there, and you can click on the edit icon to change those. And if I click on back, you'll notice at the top there's a link there to watch a screencast. So if you want to see some much more detail on how you can set up menus to do exactly what you want, then please click on that and you can watch a separate video on that as well. Then at the bottom here, so these are our products that we're actually selling. And if I just click on one, you'll see this is what we call the item view page. Now this is getting information from the control panel. You don't edit this on the actual website edit mode itself. We do this all in the control panel. So let's just have a quick look at that now. If I flip back to the tab that's got the control panel open, and then as I mentioned earlier, we go to manage items. So you'll see here we've got a load of items, and they're in different categories and collections. Categories is the box on the left, the drop down on the left, and collections is on the right. Now, it's really important to understand what categories and collections are for. So categories are a bit like, I don't know, the boxes you might have in your warehouse where you store the items. So if you have, for example, a raspberry bar of chocolate, you would have a box saying raspberry bar of chocolate, and you would put, it would just be full of those type of items. And so one item goes into one box. In other words, one item goes into one category. Collections, though, allow you to take items from lots of different categories and put them in one place. So typical examples of that are your home page and bestsellers. Say, for example, your bestsellers might be a couple of bars of chocolate. They might be one loose chocolate and one novelty chocolate, and you can get them all together and put them in a collection called bestsellers. It doesn't move them from the categories. Those items are always in the categories, but you can then have them in many different collections. And so you might have, you know, gifts for him, gifts for her, Christmas presents, popular items, or whatever you want, and you could just put lots of products in them. And the good thing about that is it lets you put your products in lots of places on the website, which makes your website as a whole look much bigger and looks like you're selling a lot more items. And also it encourages people to find your items and helps their navigation around the site. So that's all really good. So if we take a look at these products here, so these are chocolate bars. We've got a raspberry one and a plain one here, and this shows a lot of information about it. I won't go into too much detail, but the unique code for the item is the item code within Sellr, and so we've got EG1 here and EG3. If you want to edit the product, then you would click on Edit. That's this icon, the sort of pencil icon in the Edit column there. And when you see that come up, you can edit the description. You can choose what categories and collections it's in, and you can do lots of other things as well, including uploading an image for the item or several images. If you want to add a new product, just click on Easy New Item at the top, and it will do the same thing. And you can enter details of the new product you want to add. When you get used to using Sellr, there's loads more that you can do as well. And so if you click on the item code, you'll see on the right-hand side, item properties appear, and this lets you do loads and loads of advanced things. And I'll come on to that a bit more in a second, some of these things that you can do. So if we have a look at another category here, if we go to loose chocolate, and if I click on the item code there, then just one of the things I want to show here is something called modifiers. And if I click on the plus for modifiers, so modifiers are ways that you can modify the product that you're selling. So it's going to be the same product, but you're going to change it in some way according to what the customer wants. So for example, in this example, if I click on the ... button there, you'll see we've got a question on there saying, with edible glitter. and the answers the customer can make are yes and no. And if you say yes, it's going to increase the price, in this case by £1. And so let's just have a look at that. If I go into the actual website here, and where was it, chocolate truffle, if I click on chocolate truffle and we actually look at the item view of this, then you'll see it says with edible glitter, that's £5.99. If I say no, it's going to change to £4.99. So it's still going to be the same product they're buying, but it's you're either going to put glitter on it or you're not. Another thing you can do, so that's called modifiers, and that's when you're going to modify products. But what if you've got a product in, say, small, medium and large? Well, we've got an example of that on here as well. If I go into novelty chocolate, then if you have separate items that are grouped together by something like size or color, whatever it may be, then that's called an item group. And you can see here we've got an item group called Easter egg. And if I click to view this group, that's made from 3 separate products. If I click on the group itself here, then you see the group details, and that's egg size, and the items are small, medium and large. And if you go into each item here, you will see it's small, medium, well that was the small one, and the medium and large. You can create that really easily actually. When you click on easy new item to create a new item, then when you create an item at the bottom you see a thing that says tick if this item has variations. If you click on that, then when you're creating it you can choose, for example, size, small, medium, large, and it will basically create it all for you. It's really easy to set up. So you just have a look at that if you want to sell. So that's where you have multiple products that are differentiated by some kind of choice, basically. So that's how you set up the items on the control panel. You can also, once you set one item, if you've got loads of similar items, you can copy it here, and you can copy either a group or an item, and it makes it really easy to copy one and then just change it to how you want. Now a couple of other things that I'll draw your attention to. If we go to configure and select payment methods, this is where you're going to choose what payment method you want to accept. By default you'll be set up with PayPal Express Checkout, and you could literally just go and buy something from the website right now and it would pay you. So if you click on this drop down list here, there's loads of different payment gateways that we connect to. If you're not sure which one to use, then we recommend PayPal Commerce Platform. So you want to click on that and you would click on add new method, just like that, and then you click on the configure icon and it says here click here to connect to PayPal. You just click on that and you follow all the instructions, and once you set that up you would remove this PayPal Express Checkout. You don't need that anymore, and you would just have PayPal Commerce Platform, and that's a really easy way to accept both card and PayPal payments. As well, you want to set up some shipping methods. So if you click on configure and shipping, then this is where you set up shipping methods. If I just click on add new method, there's loads of different ways you can do this. The most simple one is basic, and with basic you would put, let's say we had next day, and then we'll just save that. I won't bother doing anything else. There's loads of options on there, but we'll leave it at just next day, and that's a basic shipping method. And then if you were to go into the items and you click on an item code, manage items, then expand the shipping section, you'll see there's next day here, and you can put a shipping cost in. There's loads of other things you can do, but the most simplest, you could put £1 in there, click on save, and just to show you that, so EG1, that's the raspberry chocolate. If I add that to the basket, chocolate bars, raspberry chocolate, if I click on add to cart, then you'll see it automatically shows next day with a shipping cost of 1, and of course it totals it all up as well. So when you want to connect your domain name to your Sellr account, so in other words your www.whateveryourshopname.com or .co.uk or whatever it may be is, you want to make that point to your Sellr account. You go to website domain name, and you enter the domain name here. So that might be www.yourshop.com, for example, and then you need to follow the instructions under here to get started. You will need to sign up to a free account at cloudflare.com. That's a system that's used by millions of websites, and it will protect your site and make it run really, really fast with the Sellr system. And there's just some instructions there. If you're not sure, if you get a bit stuck doing that, then please just send us an email to support@sellr.com, and we can help you out with that, or even do it for you if you want. It's entirely up to you. But just let us know if you need any help with that. So I realise that's been quite a sort of run through of the different parts of Sellr, but hopefully that's given you enough to go on just to get started. and you should be able to add and remove products, set up your site and have a play. So have a go at that, and if you need any help, of course, contact our support team and we'll be more than happy to help.